Divine and royal greetings, family. Shayola Benta here, along with Latoya Davis, Coach Latoya Davis, and Coach Shantae Wilkerson. And we are the Emerald Green Collective. Woo. And here we are with another edition, episode, or session of Build Through Broadcast. Now, we are graduates of different years of Queen Afua's Emerald Green program, which is now Emerald Green Holistic Practitioner program. Let's get that right. And now that school is called the Heal Thyself School. And we continue on in our works individually and collectively to produce all of the things that you see before you and so much more. So today we will be reading from the City of Wellness. And Coach Shantae actually suggested today's topic. Shantae, you want to share with us the topic and why you chose it?
Yes, and first, one correction. Yes, we're switching books. Switching books, so we're in Heal Thyself today.
Oh, we're in Heal Thyself today.
Yes. So we're looking at colon therapy, and that is chapter 14, page 165 to 168. And I chose this topic because colon therapy is extremely important, and I personally had a whole experience where I was able to see the direct benefits of a healthy colon and making sure that I am properly eliminating and getting rid of anything that did not need to be in there. But that experience led me to that light bulb moment of saying, this is something that we need to talk more about, because I always saw that bladder, that enema bag sitting in my mom's bathroom as a kid, but I never knew exactly what it was. And so now as an adult, I have my own, and mine is emerald green, but I have my own now, and I use it more regularly now that I am understanding and seeing how the benefits work on a real world basis.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. I was actually on Instagram, and someone put an apple. Now, I don't know if the apple was organic or not, but nonetheless, right? He put it under a microscope, and just to see these little bugs just, walking around, just like we're on an apple, it was just like, dang, we have to be super mindful that even though within the collective, the majority of us are not flesh eaters, but that does not eliminate the threat of parasites and worms, right? So cleaning out the colon is necessary. Washing the fruit, as best as you can, or even better yet, growing what you can, probably would be the best route to grow. I learned from my family, my great-grandmother, they said if she didn't hunt it or grow it, she didn't eat it. And now I totally understand why that is. But before we get into the reading, let's unpack a bit. So Latoya, where are you as it relates to colon therapy?
Honestly, I've never had a colonoscopy done. A colonic, not colonoscopy. A colonic, I got it mixed up.
Really are going out there.
Colonic, I meant colonic. I never had that done before, and it's not because I don't want to. It's more so initially I wanted to make sure that I went to the best person that aligns, that I can trust. And I have been hearing good reviews of somebody in the area, and that's something, since my solar return is on Friday, is on the 19th. I plan on doing that. That's something I might do, but not on my birthday, literally, but maybe the next day, because I know that's something, with the colonic, you want it to be a free day. So yeah. That's a big
we're
thing.
Like, yeah.
Or whatnot. And I think also initially hold on, okay, ma'am, you got to get down. And also another thing that that I think the reason why I held back is because when I started to get more into eating raw foods, I didn't feel comfortable doing any of those things initially because I was going through so many changes and I was actually dropping weight. And I just wanted to make sure that my body that I didn't put too much stress on my body. So that was honestly another concern that I had. But now after some years and now after having a child and I had went through almost 2 years without doing any kind of detox of any form outside of eating raw. After having my daughter, I started doing my liquid fast again. So I'm in a space where I feel comfortable and I gained back the weight and a little more. So, doing liquid fast, I lost a little, but still I'm in a space where I was able to lose weight, gain weight on a raw diet. And I know more about my body. So I feel more confident in doing a colonic. So that's pretty much where I'm at, but I've always heard great reviews of people that says that it's powerful. So yeah, and I will say that I am regular though. I will say that because I eat, but I know that doing a colonic.
I heard. Let's get the record straight now.
but I heard that based upon, I know it's something that would benefit me from time to time to do those things. And also doing an enema too, like that's something that I need to get more comfortable with. It's just just getting comfortable with that, But Shaylee definitely have showcased ways to do that, So it's something that I'm adjusting to. It's a learning curve for me right now.
Listen, we're all out here learning in these streets, But I feel like enemas are they're intimate. And just to create a vibe with your emerald green and your incense and your candle and your music and your oil and just breathe. I mean, you just feel so much better. Dang, had I not done this, now I've shared with you all before, I am the past recipient of 3 kidney stone surgeries, 3 of them, right? That was literally me not getting colonics or doing enemas or cleaning out my system, right? This is my 20s. I was just not in the know. But I say that to say, just knowing that food can turn into stone if it gets trapped in your colon, right? There's no irrigation. It's just in there. I just know so much better now. Because kidney stones, gallstones, they are not fun stones to have. So, Coach Shantae, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight something that Coach Latoya said about getting comfortable with just the thought process of doing the enema and the colonic, because we all have different experiences with enemas, colonics, or anything in the realm of cleansing the colon or anything along those lines. And I had a conversation with a client just in the course of unpacking all the different conditions that she has. And in the course of that conversation, I brought up doing an enema or going to get a colonic because Facebook memories popped up 2 years ago. This month was actually when I got my first colonic, and I found this amazing place down in Marianna, Florida, to go and get my colonics, and it was an amazing experience. But she said that she had experiences with enemas as a child, and it was so uncomfortable that she just could not see herself doing that voluntarily as an adult. And, a lot of times we think about men feeling self-conscious or having some type of hang up about doing anything in the rectum, anus area, anything along those lines. But it really is not a gender specific issue. It is just based on personal experience. If you've never had a negative experience with an enema or a colonic, just the mystery of the unknown of it could be something that's kind of off-putting. But just from experience, talk to your colon hydrotherapist professional before your appointment. Get to know them, get to know their spirit, read their reviews, talk to somebody that that gets colonics, find out who they go to, and just build that rapport before you go, so that once you get there, you kind of soothed yourself a bit. And when you get on that table, it's literally just another experience. By the time you get to like your second and third, like you'll take a book to read so you can relax. You may fall asleep.
You might fall asleep. Yeah,
Because
that's
you
real.
it's just a process that you're undertaking to clean yourself out. Once you really get going and you get your colonics on, like I'm reminiscing, like I need to go back. It feels absolutely amazing. Energy levels increase, and it's a beautiful experience. But circling back to present day, it's been a while since I've gone to get a colonic, and I shared, I believe, in our last Built Through broadcast, I fell in love with the salad dressing, and I went back to get some more, and I got the wrong one, and the one that I grabbed had milk in it. Now, I am prone, and you see the prone is in air quotes, I'm prone to getting cysts in my left breast. When I first moved back home in 2013, it was huge. It was probably the size of my thumb as far as length, and it was a pretty big cyst. The nurse practitioner that did my annual that year was worried and nervous, but she didn't want to say cancer in front of me. So she had me schedule all these different things, which I ended up allowing fear to stop me from pursuing it. And then fast forward a couple of years later, the cyst came back again. It wasn't as big as it was previously, but it was there. And then I did my first detox, and the cyst was gone. I hadn't had any issues. But when I ate this salad dressing that had the milk in it, the cyst was back. And that's when I connected the cyst to milk intake. Anytime that I partake in any type of milk, the little cyst sac on the left breast will just fill up and get inflamed, and it gets painful. And that's literally just from salad dressing, the milk that was in a bottle of salad dressing that I had been eating for a week and a half. That weakened my immune system, caused an allergic reaction, and doing an enema is the thing that kind of flushed all of that out and gave me my health back, because it literally was within 15 minutes of me doing the enema that all of this cleared up, every single bit of it. And I was just like, you know what? There's no way that people don't need to know about this. That is to have that direct experience of looking at a thing and then doing a thing, and all of it just came together and closed that gap of dis-ease that I was feeling, simply because I grabbed the wrong bottle of salad dressing. It just still blows my mind even now thinking about it. Mute.
I bet you won't grab. I know, I realize. I'm so used to keeping it open, but my husband is cutting the hedges, so I don't know if y'all can hear that in the background.
Oh, we can't hear it.
Oh, okay, cool. But I bet you got that lesson. I bet you will read every label before you.
It says vegan goddess on the front, and I will not be grabbing green goddess ever again. Yeah. She got to be vegan.
That definitely is real. That's real. So, all right. So as corrected, again, we are reading from Heal Thyself. We're going to begin on page 165, and we're just going to go through, bring to full circle, if you will, what we've been discussing all along, and perhaps why we're so passionate about it. Who feels charged or led to begin with the reading?
Y'all know I'll start us off, but I'll be trying not to talk through the whole thing.
We appreciate you, though. You are the coach of coaches. All right. Well, coach us on that colon therapy.
All right. Well, I'll dive us on in. So colon therapy, also called colon hygiene, a colonic or colon lavage, is a thorough form of hydrotherapy or water cure for the large intestine. It has the ability to restore the entire body system by gently washing the colon clean. Colonic therapy should be administered by a trained colonic therapist. This is someone who knows the proper amounts and temperatures of water to use and appropriate herbal mixtures and solutions to add to the water for respiration of friendly bacteria in the colon and rejuvenation of tissues.
Okay, so let's hold right there before you go on, because that was a lot to unpack. And just I have to remind myself, this isn't what we would normally do in our personal setting. So I say all that to say, knowing the temperature of the water is so important.
Critical.
Because honey, if it's too hot, and even if it's too cold or not warm enough, you're gonna feel it. So I just wanted to, that was like a ping, 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 ping in my mind.
Very
that
accurate.
you were reading. My not apologies, but as you were.
Alrighty. A colonic therapist also knows other essentials of the procedure, such as administering reflexology on the feet, massaging the abdomen, and recommending the proper breathing patterns to the person receiving the colonic. This part right here, this is extremely important. Miss Dolores is my lady down in Mariana. She's a nurse, and she took the path of holistic, this holistic means, because she was dealing with H. pylori. And there was nothing in Western medicine that could fully address that issue for her. She started going, getting colonics, and the issue was resolved. She hasn't had any issues with it since then. But she is the absolute best of massaging the abdomen, just giving you that reassurance, making sure that you know, okay, no, this is normal. That's part of the process. It's okay. And just kind of talking you through it. So it's very important to have that bond, that rapport, that relationship with your colon therapist. Very important.
I can dig it.
All right, and I'm gonna finish this last section before we switch up.
Okay.
Basically, 10 to 15 gallons of purified water is used. As when taking an enema, a tube is inserted into the anus. By using more water suspended at a greater height than an enema, the colonic irrigation becomes a deeper and more thorough cleansing. The water flows into the anus, up into the descending colon area, across the transverse colon area, down into the ascending colon area, and finally to the cecum. The cecum, the end of the large intestines, is where large amounts of unfriendly bacteria hibernate and can cause harm to the entire body system. There are nerve endings in the colon, large intestines, that correspond to every organ in the body. Therefore, washing the colon provides cleansing and rejuvenation for the other organs as well. You're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Lord child. Y'all know I'm not used to being muted. But I was thinking also about steaming. So of course, the yoni steaming, I actually offer pro steaming, which I received as a download for prostate, right? So that same, traveling up through the anus to the prostate, as a preventative maintenance, and maybe a soft introduction to hydrotherapy for men. But yeah, I mean, this is great stuff. Thank you, Queen Afua. We love you and appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Does anyone else have anything to add thus far? Okay. Latoya, did you want to read? The colon.
The colon. During one colonic session, 1 to 5 pounds of old impacted waste is eliminated. By cleansing the colon, you purge 90% of disease-causing bacteria out of the body. A colonic also cleanses tissues that have been penetrated by poisons. It improves lymphatic circulation. I especially recommend taking a colonic or a series of colonics during the time of seasonal changes to keep the body functioning at top performance. Depending on your needs and state of health, the use of colonic therapy, along with my other recommendations for purification and natural living, should put you on your path to healing thyself. And there are connective points in the colon which correspond with the various inner organs of the body. As you cleanse the colon with the use of colonic irrigation, hydrotherapy, you begin to heal those various disease areas of the body. Colonic irrigation, along with nutritional guidance and healing exercise, can eliminate diseases such as high blood pressure, edema, skin eruptions, asthma, headaches, hay fever, female or male genital disorders, and depression. Tumors and cysts located in the female reproductive organs and breast are in epidemic proportion. In chronic cases, the end result of this health imbalance is a hysterectomy, a complete removal of the uterus, and mastectomy, removal of the breast. With a holistic program of colon cleansing and nutritional guidance, this problem can be eradicated. Normal bowel movement should be twice a day if you have 2 small or large meals daily, or 3 eliminations if taking 3 meals. The body goes through digestive assimilation and elimination with each meal. If this process for any reason does not occur, then you have constipation, which means disease is manifesting or has manifested within your physical, emotional, and spiritual body. Take plenty of okra if constipated, as well as olive oil with lemon water to alleviate the problem, or take a bowl of okra 2 to 3 times a week if constipated, as well as 1 to 2 tablespoons of castor oil, 1 to 2 tablespoons of cold pressed olive oil with the juice of lemon, with 1 to 2 teaspoons of cold pressed olive oil with the juice of lemon, with 8 to 12 ounces of distilled water. Did you know Jesus or Yeshua used the gourd and reed upon a branch of a tree to cleanse his inner parts, the colon? Cleanliness is next to godliness. So yeah,
Wow.
that was very insightful, and just a reminder, like, I like the idea of doing the colonics during the change of the season. I like that. Because I think it's great to do fasting in general during, so that makes sense, of course. And so so I may push it back to the fall, to change the season, since that's around the corner anyway. As far as, but also there was something else that stood out to me. I was just trying to think about it, but before I'll figure it out. But do y'all have anything that y'all want to add to that?
Well,
go ahead. Go ahead, Coach Shale.
Well, I was just going to say, the part where it talks about colonic irrigation along with nutritional guidance helps it eliminate the diseases of things like high blood pressure, edema, skin eruptions, asthma, headache, genital disorders, and depression, right? So oftentimes, like if a client says, like, I have a headache, I immediately go to, one, when's the last time you've moved your bowels, or if you have had a colonic. People don't necessarily make the correlation that when the colon is impacted, everything else begins to back up, right? So with these skin eruptions, that's just the way of the body saying, hey, the blood needs to clean. If it's depression, hey, there are old thoughts, old programming that's in the belly that needs to, come out. So, this irrigation or this colon therapy is so necessary to our wholeness, right? As we continue to journey. But that really stuck out for me, especially, I think headaches are so common, right? And we know when they elevate to migraine, that's like a huge backup. So, for those who are seeing this, just know, if you or a friend are suffering from any of the things that we just read, colonics, enemas can really help, even steaming, to help nullify those symptoms. I yield the mic.
I was going to point to the same paragraph, but at the top. There are connective points in the colon which correspond with the various inner organs of the body. As you cleanse the colon with the use of colonic irrigation, you begin to heal those various disease areas of the body. 10 to 15 minutes, y'all. I'm telling you, it was literally I was having an allergic reaction because my immune system was compromised. I did a colonic. 10 to 15 minutes later, all of this was clear. And I was back to feeling like myself again. It is really and truly a science. And I know this is not something that comes up a lot, but I know that there are some people who feel like if you don't have a doctorate or a degree conferred upon you from an institution of higher learning, that somehow the knowledge that you possess is watered down and should not be honored as such. But this knowledge, the things shared in this book, you can go to PubMed and you can pull up scientific articles that have been posted in journals all around the world, and it will support the knowledge that you find in these books. It will absolutely support it. If you pick up Circles of Wellness, you can see how that study was conducted and how the doctors that conducted that study found that all of these things actively work to help the body get back into its innate ability to heal. Because essentially, that's what's happening. When your colon is blocked up and backed up, those receptors are not able to get the messages to you that they need to get to you. Our bodies, from the top of our head to the soles of our feet and everything on the inside, is a beautiful, beautiful machine. Back to the colon, there's an area on the bottom of the foot, right in the arch, that corresponds to your intestines. And I remember several months back, I was just walking around minding my business. My friend came over and he was massaging my feet, and I was like, oh Lord, hold up, wait a minute. It's a little tender right in that area. So I got my reflexology chart and I started looking, and I was like, that's interesting that my foot hurts in that spot, and I haven't been going regularly. So something's not quite right. I start doing my colonics. I start making sure that I increase my water intake so I can get what I need into my body. And he came over and massaged my feet the other day, and my foot was, both feet, perfectly fine. No tender spots, no soreness, no pain, no nothing, because I have been intentionally working at keeping my colon moving and making sure that I eat things that are going to keep my colon moving and support overall health. So this is one piece of the beautiful machine that is our body, that we really do have the control to deal with. And if you are in that group of people who feels uncomfortable with anything in your behind and all of that kind of stuff, do what you can to help rewrite that program. If you believe in hypnosis, there are some amazing hypnotists that can assist you with getting past that point if it is that severe for you. Or you could just do some meditation and do some affirmations and allow yourself to accept and receive the healing benefits of it. Because I can tell you from experience, when you get it done, after maybe the second or third, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you the first time is just gonna make you a believer. It could, but for some people, it takes 2 to 3 colonics for them to really start to flow regularly. So by the second or third time, you'll be a professional. You'll have your book in there with you. You'll be talking to your colon hydrotherapist as they come in. You'll be looking at the little tube on the side like, oh, I thought I was going to have more than that in there today. Oh, it's a mucus day today, because it'll pull everything that's in there that doesn't need to be in there out. And it does not, I repeat, it does not, just as with steam, it does not disrupt the bacterial flora of your butt. I can't remember the proper word, but it does not disrupt.
Don't do that though. It don't do that.
None of that. None of that. Right. So don't allow that to be something that convinces you not to try it. Give it a try. Set your mind that you need to do 2 or 3 at least to really kickstart that healing and just go.
Yeah. Give thanks for that. All right, so we'll close out with the bowel elimination. And what it shows is a squatting pose, right? So we should definitely have squatty potties in the bathroom. We should not move our bowels without being in a squatting position or having our feet elevated And I'm sure that Queen will explain it, but you don't want to put strain on the colon if your feet are on the ground and you're striving to push down. You want the feet elevated to give comfort to both the ascending and descending colon and allow the ease of the elimination. Okay, so here we go. The squatting posture is a natural part of the cultures of Africa, India, and China. The squat is applied during times of rest, washing clothes, preparing meals, and most of all, the elimination of waste. In cultures where the squat is used frequently, people generally do not suffer from genitalia disorders. In Western countries such as Europe and America, use of the squat as a relaxant and or healer is virtually unknown. The result is that people there are suffering a great deal with many of the diseases listed earlier. As per experience, Queen Afua recommends the use of the squatting tool during elimination. This tool aids in the body by elevating the feet when placed in front of the toilet. The commercial toilets now in use are a hindrance to the natural functions, for the legs are hanging in line or slightly lower than the hips, causing blockage and making the body work harder through straining, resulting in constipation and hemorrhoids. Use of the squatting technique as well as the squatting tool is of great importance to aid elimination in hydrotherapy, bathroom. Better elimination is beneficial towards relief from the above mentioned ailments. The artful way of elimination. Step 1. While sitting on toilet, squat with one or both legs. Step 2. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 8 counts. 3, or step 3, on your elimination while inhaling, filling your being with all the goodness there is. Step 4, on the exhale, let go and let God as you release deeply all the negativity in your body, mind, and spirit. Then sit very still for a moment and feel the peace of your release. Peace of your release. Peace of your release. So again, we know that this could be a lot, for those who may not have these practices as, regular practices, but hopefully through moderate change, we will begin to implement what our body needs. As Coach Shantae said, this is pretty magical machinery. It's nanotechnology, and it may be melanated dominant, or melanin dominant, excuse me, or it may not have as much melanin. But we know that melanin has to be treated in an organic way in order for it to express itself creatively and move about in an agile way. So again, we want to encourage everyone to develop your own practice. You want to seek the advice of, a holistic practitioner, whatever their area of expertise is. And allopathic, again, we've had in previous conversations, they can marry, but finding your rhythm is necessary. We don't want you to do what somebody else is doing, thinking that you're going to have that result or whatever the case may be. Our machinery works the same, but different. So before we close out, does anyone have any last remarks?
Oh yes, I did remember what stood
what you was
out.
Gonna say. Yes,
yes. So the aspect of talking about the okra and how that is also great at releasing I love okra. As a matter of fact, I just made some okra salad not too long ago, and I still got some. So
Okay.
but yeah, that stood out too. And I know that for many people, they don't like the texture of okra, but when you eat it raw, it's not as slimy, so.
Or at all, really, when you eat it raw. They're like potato chips, y'all. So, and for our women folk, and I'm speaking of those with a natural womb, the womb loves okra as it helps to clean her out. So,
Right.
Shantae, did you have anything to close out?
I didn't want to add anything extra. I just want to refer back to previous statements. Don't sleep on colon hydrotherapy, y'all. Don't allow anything to stop you from doing it. Latoya, I encourage you to get out there and do it when you get ready for your season change and just ushering in that new energy. Go ahead and do your colonic. You can doggone Zoom call me or messenger. I will be on video chat with you if you would like, and I will sit there with you.
Yes, come through with the support.
The process, because it truly is a beautiful and amazing and necessary area that we've got to cleanse. And I did come up with one thing I wanted to say. That video that you sent yesterday with all the different types of food.
Oh yeah.
Imagine how many people could benefit from just the simple change of getting a colonic,
right,
colon irrigation on a regular basis. Changing your dietary lifestyle is important, but if you're the type of person that's like, I got to do it a little bit at a time, I got to make baby steps, I'm not about to cut out my steak, my pork, my shrimp, my beef, my flesh, I'm going to keep eating it all. Start going and getting colonics at the very, very least. Go in, get your colon cleaned out, get an understanding of how the foods that you eat are impacting your body, what they actually do to you, so that you can make a conscious choice whether to eat these things or not. Don't just sit there and say, oh, my mama always put a 5-pound bag of white sugar in her yams, so I'm going to put a 5-pound bag of sugar in my yams. And I don't care how big or small the pot is. Do something different for yourself, no matter how small it may seem to you, because even those incremental changes have tremendously huge benefits. Like I said, I did a colonic within 10 to 15 minutes. All of this was clear. That cyst is gone. I have not had any issues with it. So do not allow anything to stop you from at least talking to a colon hydrotherapist and touring the facility or something. Just get your mind going in that direction so that you can see for yourself what's possible.
Yes.
And with that, yes. Were you going to add something?
Oh yeah. I said that. Yes, I love that, because that's a big thing for me, is making sure that the person that I am doing that with, that like we're on the same page. That is imperative. Yeah.
Yes, and I was also, one thing that I do want to mention for you, Latoya, because you are a raw foodie. You want to make sure that you work with a colon hydrotherapist that works with or knows about the raw diet and raw lifestyle, because you want to make sure that you're putting what you need to put in there, because there's certain things that you eat after your colonic. So you want to make sure you're working with somebody that can give you guidance without you having to do like a whole bunch of extra work.
Yeah. So when I get my spa stuff, for my thing, that's how I'll get to talk to the person. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're on mute again.
Until next time, y'all know, I know y'all say I can't hear it. I feel like it's getting closer. Thank you for joining us on this session and discussion of Build Through Broadcast. Until the next time, we say peace, love, wholeness, and light.
Peace.